Experts are drawing a link between the rising number of underage sex cases here in Singapore and the use of smartphone technology and social networks and their promise of instant gratification. In this week's Spotlight, Claire Huang explores how parents can navigate this challenge.
Underage sex is a touchy subject, especially in Asian societies. But times are changing. Children are growing up fast, perhaps too fast, some say. According to the police, the number of internet-related rape reports in the past 3 years have gone up from 13 in 2011 to 22 in 2013. Of the 13 cases in 2011, 9 involved victims aged between 7 and 19. Last year, there were 13 such victims. And this is a worry for psychologist Dr. Carol Hatchett, who has worked with youths for the past 23 years.
There has been, according to our clientele, according to how the youth that we see through our center, an increase in the more sexually active youth.
In the past 3 years, the average quarterly number of those classified as sexually promiscuous dropped from 28 in 2011 to 23 in 2013. But in the first 3 months of this year, 30% of the 96 youths counselled were deemed likely to engage in underage sex. This works out to 29 such sexually promiscuous youths.
The tricky thing about the internet, of course, it's so pervasive in our society. There are many websites such as Match.com which require persons participating in those websites to list their age. Now, the problem with this age verification issue is that many people can lie about their age. And some people are frankly there just looking for companionship. Some are looking to make friends. But some are looking for sex.
And this is not good news for business owner Linda Pham and her husband Gary Ong. The couple have 2 children aged 3 and 5, and the internet is proving to be a challenge for them.
What they do is they watch cartoons on YouTube, and it's a very real and scary part, because when I step away for a couple of minutes, when I come back, it's linked to some other funny cartoons, which I saw, no doubt it's a cartoon. Okay, I saw one of the characters was actually holding a cigarette and smoking it. So I was very shocked. I mean, at this young age, I will be watching what they are watching. I will keep track. But as they grow older, it may be difficult.
It's an uphill task not just for parents but schools as well, as the lines become blurred. And this is especially so as schools turn to the internet and social media to engage students.
In 2011, 2 former teachers were convicted of sex with their students. In 2012, there were 3 cases and 5 in 2013. In April this year, a former educator was jailed 26 months for sexual acts with 2 students aged 14 and 15. Court documents showed that the sexual grooming in these cases took place mostly through popular networking sites like Facebook, Blender, and mobile phone messages. When asked, the Education Ministry said educators are expected to conduct themselves in a manner that upholds the integrity of the profession and the trust placed in them. It added educators should be mindful of their off-duty conduct and behaviour, as it may still have a bearing on their professional standing as a teacher. That aside, experts say tech-savvy students are discovering sex on their own or with friends.
In a straw poll I conducted of 10 primary and secondary school educators, 7 say they are not aware of any instances of students sharing pornographic material with each other. However, the remaining 3 say that it's prevalent, especially in secondary schools. Experts say the young hold a liberal attitude towards sex, and the media is partly to blame.
If you look at the media and if you look at celebrities, everything is very risque, everything is edgy, everything is sexual in nature.
To nip such problems in the bud, 36-year-old Linda says it's never too early to educate children about sex. Dr. Balhatchard explains children tend to follow their parents till they are about 11 years old before branching out on their own. So building close ties and setting boundaries are necessary.
If parents can teach their children, while teaching also share about their values, there's a strong chance your child will also understand and respect you as parents, because they will have second thoughts, and that in itself will prevent them taking that step and experimenting with sex.
In schools, students are taught how to protect themselves against unwanted attention and how to seek help from as young as primary 1. They also learn how to avoid pitfalls of the internet world through cyber wellness education. From the legal perspective, lawyers like Mr. Suthisan say Singapore's law is robust, especially in dealing with sex crimes involving minors. They say the onus is solely on the adult, even though some young victims have displayed maturity beyond their age. So it may be time to look at how the law can be developed further to reflect modern society.
The law as it stands, if I'm not mistaken, takes the view that minors are victims. And I would agree 95% of the time. 5% of the time, I think there are some people who abuse their young age, and some people get into trouble as a result of that. So the question is how the prosecution will proceed to view the accused person with the sincere belief that the victim in question was not a minor. There still needs to be some development there.
But are all these measures enough? Perhaps Gary sums it up the best.
During our time, I don't think we face this problem. So actually we are still learning and trying to explore how to deal with this along the way.